forest, I don't know, but something out in that direction. We've been kind of center, we've been south around, we've been north a couple of times. We had the military game that bounced back and forth a couple of times, but something east. I'm feeling an east game. Doesn't have to be this game, but something soon to rattle it up a little bit would be amazing to see.
Well, we've got a pretty fair plane to play off of here. Avangar are going to get their beautiful Milta power, if that's where they so wish to go. Most teams now will just be able to take their spots, will get to those usual positions. And Futbolist, the team that continue to switch things up just a little bit, they're going to be heading over towards Zaki this time. Now, we believe we've seen them drop there once already overall.
We have, yeah.
But it just makes this, when they do it, so much more of a crazy field to fight around when it comes to Georgopol, Zaki, and Hospital.
And that's the thing, because as you say right there, James, very well observed as well. It does put some pressure on Powerful because they had one guy leading that compound up where Mockingjay is now for the last couple of games. But as we said, Futbolist, they are that kind of team that if they get a plane where they know that there's no one in the nearby vicinity, they will jump immediately. I mean, there's an advantage to it. You get to the ground immediately, you get to loot. By the time that the guys in Fastwood and Force, for example, all the way down to Northern Lights, by the time they're out of the plane, these guys have already picked up their first rifle.
Well, our new circle, our first circle, it is going to be very even again. A little bit more over towards the east of what you wanted.
Yeah.
But we're getting the middle ground, right? That's what we like to see.
I don't mind it. It's pretty decent. I like the good center circle. Everyone can get that initial rotation on in. And then, of course, he can go anywhere from here. He can go even far north up across the river north of Razak. We've seen that a couple of times. Anokdiv is trying to dodge left and right in the parachute. As you can see, Riddle down there getting some shots fired. Riddle had a good finish off yesterday. They were kind of falling short when it came to wins up until that final game where they got themselves a chicken dinner. Good confidence boost for them coming into today, finishing with a second end of win right back to back there. And I'm looking forward to see what the Riddle team can do in these games.
I like what Northern Lights are doing now. I think it's the second time we've seen this where we get Quizzy over towards Novo. So a bit of a split down there at the military base in terms of where they want to be able to loot up and what they'll be able to get for it. Now, there is plenty of loot all around military base anyway, but this just makes it even better for themselves.
And it's one of those, I mean, had it been a military game, it would be good to have the info across. And even now that it's not, it's still the more ground you can cover early on, the better it is. Sure, you might not have a Team Novo or get any, I want to say, proper info off of it, but the fact that you have a guy there, even though you say, well, there's a pretty solid chance that no one's going to be running around here, now you know for sure. I mean, it's one of those, it's guaranteed info. It's not, I don't think anyone's going to be here. It's, you know, there's no one there.
Now, K23, they actually had a game yesterday, right, where they surprised us in both games. They had the game where they came out in, like, towards second place, where they had that fight with, I think it was Riddle, right, where it was going down to the wire. They were playing off towards Hospital. They'd sat on Hospital for the longest time, and they weren't getting a ton of knocks and a lot of damage being done, but they weren't mad fragging out.
Yeah.
But then I haven't really seen too much out of them. Obviously, we've got the game where Desat was able to just keep himself proned and ready throughout quite a lot of it, and he just waited. When it got to the city ending, walked over the bridge and said, I can throw a nade up. Pretty much wiped out Zen with it as well, which is less than ideal for them. But realistically, there's not been that much out of them. They battle very early on. They don't seem to be able to take teams out and flush them out. They're the ones kind of getting caught out every time, even when they're starting the engagement. So I want to see a little bit more from these guys.
Yeah. We'll hope for them. I mean, now they got a circle they can work with rather easily. We saw some crazy. What was that? Yeah, that one crazy thing up by Apartments. I mean, Apartments dead center, and this one, of course, it can shift to any corner it wants to. But it's going to be fun to see. Also, seeing Vasco pick up a suppressed M24 that is. I mean, Vasco, Maxiso, and T-Bone, they have been some scary guys, and also a Clip as well from Riddle. They have,
yes.
Like, once you give them those bold action snipers, you know that heads will be falling momentarily.
Clip yesterday, every single time.
Yeah,
it was beautiful to watch.
He was on point. Max is always delivering some good shots as well. Now we need a home, getting their initial rotation on in. They are inside the circle already, as you can see, but they want to go somewhat more center. I would assume them to go up towards the area volcano. If you don't know what that is right over by that eastern logo there, on the right side logo, I guess you should say. The little hillside up there. A little bit of a crater up in the hill, making it a volcano-ish looking place.
Now this is interesting already. Jupsig's gone down. Less than ideal start for them. It's the Wildcats they're going to be fighting off against as well.
Yeah, they were trying to cross over from Severny. I mean, they came all the way up from Severny, trying to cross over down towards Razak, but that bridge was held by the guys from Wildcats, and now they're forced to go all the way back again.
Now, name a more iconic duo than Gamerlegion also going across Potato Hill. This time they're not fighting on it though, Toby. We get to see them go a little bit further forward and say, oh, okay, it's not the end of the world. We can stick around with this. But they rotated very early on. They've got themselves a nice spot now. So very quick decision-making from them. They weren't waiting around. And they beat most of the teams to the punch in that way.
Yeah, they're sitting well in it. Only issue is that it can be tough to rotate out from here. They're already starting the engagement. We see Hamster getting himself his first knock on towards Katurkan from Wildcats. He will be taken down too. And I mean, Gamerlegion, they've been coming off rough in these last 2 days. And them getting a good kill here to start things off could be not necessarily a difference maker in any way, but it could be that, you know what, guys, I'm feeling it today. Let's get things going here.
Yeah, the kill that spurs them on to do well. And they've had these games where they have the opportunity to do well. They've just not been able to piece things together fully just yet. Now, Avangar, as always, they'll take their time. They'll wait it out. Northern Lights are yet to go across yet as well. But there is still plenty of time, plenty of space to work with here. But this is one where these teams are already going to start fighting because they have all got the same idea. Center as possible early on. No one's really waiting out and playing the end game in terms of just like looking around the edge of the circle this time around.
Issue with this circle is that, as we say normally, as you can see here as well, you say you want to go as center as you can early to have a better chance of being inside the circle too. That's all good fun, but here you got Razak, city, nobody wants to be there. East of that, you got a few compounds, and then you have apartments and school. And you don't really want to lock yourself down in either of those two spots. You know they're looted early on, so odds are that the teams that looted will stick around. Now, Gamerlegion did get school off of the knock that they got early on by Hamster, but for other teams, there's not really a reason to go all the way that deep center. So as you can see here, we got Force on the edge, we got Insidegames down on the southeast side, K23, a team we haven't talked too much about today as well. They'll be over by Ruins, so where teams would be more bundled center usually, here they're a little more spread across that first circle.
Now, no tank team, they have had that win. They've had a few games where they've been able to step it up, but it's the consistency that's been lacking for them, so they'll be wanting to get on a little bit further if possible. Obviously, losing Jupzig early on was not the ideal start they would have wanted.
Not at all. Futbolist as well. I've had some rough games. They've had things going their way. In like Spurs, small moments of impressive plays, but overall, they just haven't really been able to pull off the numbers we've been hoping for them to do. Riddle now, though, on the other hand, got good things going yesterday. And with this first rotation, I mean, they're pretty well in it on the eastern side. And of course, hoping the circle will go somewhere out here. But as you can see, scouting forward, playing it smart, playing it safe. No reason to over-aggress, especially if you don't have bikes to move with. Now,
instantly, Futbolist, though, meeting up with Powerful. They're going to have a bit of back-and-forth trading going on here. Powerful managed to get the first kill. But what else is going to happen here? The nade's in BCG's hand, and he's going to see if he can try and fire it out. But it's going to be Genzo who's able to get the knock done. This is going to be working well. The nade's coming up once again to do a hell of a lot of damage here. And Morpheus, he just needs to make sure he can get some cover and potentially just get out of here. Do you really want to challenge this much when you're heavily under pressure? You've lost a teammate already, and there's only 2 of you left alive.
Yeah, you lost 2 players early on, and this one being, last one being one of them, Broxel down just before. And as you can see, I mean, this spot is just so damn tricky to play from. Sure, had you had the blue on your back, knowing there was no one out there, that's one thing. But here, I mean, he has cover in front of him, but other than that, he's completely exposed from behind, and he has no way of scouting it or like sort of looking out for it either. So Morpheus trying to take some of these shots. He's not a guy that's shy of taking a fight, but here you might just want to try and see if you can get the hell out of there.
BCGG was literally playing peekaboo as the new circle pops. We're going over towards the west, and Patinki's back undercover as another nade is going to come out. But Morpheus is able to deliver it this time. He manages to slide it through the window, and that works out well for him. But these two teams just trading right now. No real benefit, no real gain, especially as you're going to have to now get in your vehicles and get moving. And other teams going to be rolling past you.
And the thing is, for Morpheus, he can't really do a whole lot as far as finishing off these guys. It does have Nagi coming in to help him, but as you can see, they have to push so aggressive to do damage, and it's just not gonna happen. Nargi now all by himself. Teammate got knocked. Genso just around the corner got him taken down. Finish up will come in as well. Mocking is sitting on the side of this building here, and there's just no way out for Norki from here.
Nork is trying to spray it down, manages to get himself a headshot. He's going to go straight in for the flush, but there's still another player to deal with. Genzo coming around the side. He's trying to hold on, but they're going to get eliminated straight away here, and Powerful just can't get it going straight away into this battle. fighting for a little bit there, but not real too much of a reason for it. Didn't back away, and now you've paid the price for it.
And as I said before, I mean, just not the optimal place to take a fight at all. Now, one team that does take a fight here, seemingly, is Zoekt Een Naam. They'll go aggro on this one. Not sure if they were the ones sitting in there. I think they actually were the ones in here earlier. But now the Wildcats are coming in to say hello. ANLL all by himself. What can you do here, buddy? 1v4 against the guys in Zoekt Een Naam. That ain't going to be easy fight to win.
Oh, wow. Vascu managed to get so much damage onto him as well already. If they decide to push up now, he is going to be in a world of hurt. This is going to be a struggle to hold on to. He walks back into Vascu. More nades come out towards him. He had nowhere to look, nowhere to turn. Zen had him marked.
I think Vasco, I think ANLL would have actually finished himself off had he not gotten shot by Vasco there, because he underhand tossed a nade, it seemed like, out in that room, and then he just sprinted out there like, no, you ain't gonna get me, but Vasco was there, secured himself the extra point, and took them down in 15th place.
Now, I spoke about just a little second ago that Futbolist and Powerful having that battle where teams are rotating around them. Well, no tag team have found them now, and they're going to go in and say, oh, you guys were fighting?
Yeah.
You're low on meds? You're struggling a little bit here? We'll come in. We'll make this difficult for him. BCGG's back on the floor. Aros is getting the nades up top, and this could be a very difficult spot. And straight away, Futbolist, they get eliminated in 14th place. No tag team doing it with no casualties.
And that's what I was going to say before as well. It's such a hard place for Powerful to push in from. And not only were they trying to fight the guys in the compound, but they were also being pressured from the side. Sure, no tag team didn't do a whole lot there, but they got themselves a lot of damage done. Now we see the guys in Insidegames and Seekorg up against one another. Cynics taking down alongside Sampeak early on, and I don't see any reses coming in here.
Nades going out as well. The car's on fire. Centix looking for a little bit of cover here. Zampeak's on the floor as well, but with Seekorg having that high ground advantage, they can just keep ducking back down, hiding away, easy to finish off these players, and just the split they've got going on here as well, it makes them avoid the nades that could come out towards them.
Pixel is miles out on the side. Bjorn is now trying to third party this one, preventing Balance from getting the finish off, but if he just waits a little while longer, Sampeak indeed will get himself killed. Philo securing the kill there. Good job by him. And somehow Slovak actually survived this. So everything considered, they only lose 2 players on it. Thought it was going to get much worse.
Ival, Zen, back at it again. Onto Gamerlegion this time around. So many little fights start to come in on this rotation, and it was a hard shift. You saw how many teams went for this center position. Luckily in Zen's case, this time they didn't have to move, and they're not going to have to move again. The next circle has popped. Avangar have worked their way around all the way down from Milton Power. They went up in the north. They've not taken the fights just yet. They don't want to get stuck in. But now they'll have a look and say, okay, this is quite an easy one for us to get into. We've got control of this bridge here. But it's what space they're going to be able to find here.
And we saw it to some extent in the first day where Zoekt Een Naam would get a ton of circles. But because of that, they just never really got the kill points they normally would. And I talked to the coach about it too. It was like, we don't really, of course, it's never, you're never going to be complaining about getting circles. But it's like, we don't really want it that necessarily. I mean, sure, we took a center position, but we're the ones that like to go around, swoop the edges, and kill everybody. And when we're center, I mean, we saw that last game they got where no circles were in their favor. That's actually where they got the most points. Yeah. So for them sitting dead center right now, I highly doubt anyone's going to push this compound. And unless if they can get some good finish off on towards Gamerlegion, I don't see them doing any damage towards anybody for the next at least 1 or 2 circles.
Yeah, they certainly like to frag out the Zen. And this, at least for now, won't give them the opportunity to do so. They're going to be in a position where at least they have to sit here now and say, okay, we'll wait for teams to potentially come to us. They know where Gamerlegion are. They know where K23 are. But it's Clib back at it again.
Of course it's Clib. It's always Clib. Suppressed M24, bada bing, bada boom, straight to the face it goes. And down it goes Smash. Our current first place guy as far as kills go. But we'll see if he can keep that going after this one.
And that's what it's going to be all about, right? When it comes to it is, yes, Clib is able to do so much damage here for Riddle, but what can the rest of the team do to make sure they can have a few positions like we saw come out of him yesterday? See them work their way up. It's okay, bro. He's going to spot out we need a home here.
Yeah, see him sitting up here. They know exactly where they are, and they got 4 guys in one building. I mean, obviously, there's no way they're getting pushed right now, but when they inevitably have to, if they do have to, should the circle not go far south a couple more times, it will be very difficult for them to go anywhere. Sure, they might have vehicles inside that garage house, but trying to get out of there with no speed in those vehicles is going to be really, really difficult.
Besiktas here. We spoke about Besiktas so many times. They get opportunities. We spoke about how good they were on Miramar. Then Miramar gets taken out of the equation. But actually on the games we did see for the 20 minutes or so we did get to commentate of those games, but Besiktas weren't having a good time.
Not at all. They got a 15th immediately where they got eliminated. We were like, oh, fortunately for them, it's going to be a remake. Then they went out again and it was remade once more. So so not the kind of games they would have wanted on Miramar, of course, but it's all about Erangel. And they did get some pretty good showing yesterday. They had a really good game, a lot of kills. I believe they got 11 or 12 kills that game. And now Sinsen is going to be the one to take down one of the We Need a Home players. But again, it's only knocks. Those kills cannot be followed up on. But as I say that, as we see on our screens at least, Riddle are kind of using this time to make them move on forward.
Yeah, this is where Riddle start to feel the confidence. They found themselves one knock already. They had a second one on Smash as well. There's more damage coming in. They're going to try and get it done, but Lipsin with a well-timed nade is going to try and hold the fort. Oh my god, he comes shooting in his back. Not ideal there for Riddle at all. Chaos ensues, and now Northern Lights are getting involved as well.
Riddle thought they had all the info they needed. They didn't know about Northern Lights up in church, and they got completely annihilated. No room for them at all. We talked about how We Need a Home will have a hard time leaving this place. Well, right now they ain't going nowhere, because clearly they just completely denied Riddle any room in that house.
And the circle this time is going to work for We Need a Home Northern Lights. Zen still within it as well, K23 and Besiktas, but Avangar starting to make their way in now, and we get on to them as they found LXG. Azrin's going to start off with knocking down one, and they'll get the finish off, no problem at all.
Now, this is good to keep in mind. Avangar just got their first kill at 16 minutes. They are not an early aggressor. We keep talking about this, and I'm interested in seeing, with them being in the spot that they are right now, how many kills they can get off of this. Aspirin gets down one. Maxisor immediately after. Good trade coming in, though, from K23.
Maxisor's trying to keep himself going, just crawling down, but so many shots coming out towards him. K23 are getting picked apart by Besiktas as well. It's not working out for them. They just can't find any cover, it seems.
And there isn't any cover to take. They have one tree, but down behind that tree, you'll be spottable from other sides. You got Zoekt Een Naam shooting, you got Gamerlegion, and you got Besiktas on the Western Hill too. There's no place for them to go, and now Aspirin once again getting himself some knocks in there.
And Azrin's now going to go in for the finish off, but there's so many positions they're going to be exposed to. He has to be careful every step of the way here. Gets the reload on, make sure he ducks back down. He doesn't want to get picked apart. He is the solo member left alive. He needs to res two of his teammates, and that's going to be his focus now.
Yeah, this is a type of spot that's really, really good to play from, but you need to have the info as to who's around you. And I think they pretty much, I mean, sure, they got surprised with the push coming in from LXG, but they were just not expecting that many heads to be looking their way once they started the fight.
Oh, Seekorg finding him once again at the distance. Besiktas still picking people off from afar. The third party is real.
See multiple teams getting in on it now. Insidegames taken out of the equation here. Tomil with the MK14 doing tons of damage from afar. Snoopy goes down to the nade, and I believe that's just going to leave one player remaining in Asterin for Avangar. So we praised them for the position just before, but there are simply too many players around them trying to engage in the fight. They were already having a hard time winning.
And Noctiv's not far away from getting finished off, just in ticking away. He's bleeding out ever so slowly. Azrin's just going to wait it out. Another kill comes the way of Seekorg.
See, Zoekt Een Naam, they have sent one guy and Page outside of the compound. I like this play, because should other people try making their way over in this direction, at least they have him out here. You never want to get pinned inside those buildings. They're good for cover, but as we said before, once you have to leave them, it can be ever so hard if you have teams just looking at those windows and doors waiting for you to go outside.
Yeah, he's going to be able to get so much information from the shots that are just going on around them, as they have started to find fours, but they're only just making their way inside the circle as more nades come out, and it's just the mortar of grenades coming out once again. Seekorg looking for cover, and it's going to be very hard to find. They get eliminated, and Besiktas also take out K23.
Holy nade fiesta. No counterplay to it. They had the smokes, they had no idea where they were coming from, and they get completely torn to pieces. Now circle shifts, and out of the 9 teams we have alive, just 2 of them inside this next circle. This entire field that all these guys are playing from 38 seconds from now will start getting ever so smaller to the inevitable non-existing area on the map. This is going to be extremely hard for them to make the move on out. 4 teams up north will have to make their way south somehow.
And when you see this, right, you look at the playing field, smokes are going to be so vital here. They can't be wasting them early on.
Issue for this is all these teams that are up here right now, they've been here for a while. And believe me, I don't think they have any smokes left at this point.
And that's the problem. That is where it's going to be so difficult, because they've been fighting in these little hilly areas for so long. just outside of Ruins, and Azvarin's still hanging in there as the solo player for Avangar. Can he get anything done here against LXG? He can hear exactly what's going on, but he's looking for the right time to strike.
He spots them, but they're under pressure from so many other angles, so there's no way they're going to be anticipating him right down the hill here. Now, no tag team comes in from the side too. Sparrow gets taken down, so does Sneak, and LXG out in 8th place. But once again, placement points for LXG. Keep on improving, keep on improving. Not that many kills this time around, but they made their way further forward. Arrows goes down as well.
And Azvarin, he can see what's going on, but he can't take the damage from the blue. He should be able to get the kill out, but they are going to find themselves under a rough spot, and no tag team get eliminated. Azvarin does get it from Aros, and Fex manages to take down O'Connell.
Did Hamster just spot him on the side? I'm not sure if it did Azvarin, though. 1v4 now. It's not going to be easy. Makan, oh no, Azvarin, you do not want to miss those shots. Did get the knock onto Makan, but not a whole lot more will come of it. Now GL, though, Gamerlegion, 7 kills. This is the type of game we needed them to have, but they're far from safe yet.
Zen is just enjoying every moment of this. Oh, you're going to try to get in? We're just going to pick you apart long distance.
Yep, this ain't going to be an easy run whatsoever.
Azvarin dies and still picks up a kill. Nicely done.
Got himself the knock. He probably would have wanted to get it earlier so he could focus on the other guys come charging at him. But he did everything he could, and he went out in 6th place. Now Gamerlegion falling in the party as well as Besiktas are finally getting things going their way too.
And it's just so much open area. You can't hope for more than what they did. They tried to push in, but it just wasn't meant to be.
5th place, 7 kills though. Good job, nice performance coming in from Gamerlegion. They worked with what they had, and they did not have a whole lot to go with on that northern position. Northern Lights team though, just 2 kills in these circles. They've been going their way for so long. Now we'll see if they can hold it.
And this is where they've got to play the long-range game. They're keeping an eye on We Need a Home as well. They've been seeing them for the longest time. They've managed to knock a couple of their players earlier, but no kills to be had on it yet.
They're one of 2 teams with 2 wins already, and clearly finishing out games ain't the biggest of their troubles. We'll see if they can do it here as well, though they got a good chunk of the circle down to the southwest, but will they get the next one? Somewhat half and half. Deep will have to cross on over, but how will Besiktas play this one?
Yeah, Besiktas very close to Northern Lights here. Zen making their way, and they'll have a bit of cover to fight from. They had Northern Lights shooting at him. I'm unsure if We Need a Home will be able to see him as well.
And what do you do if you're We Need a Home? Everybody knows their positions. Do you push back into the city to then try and push over towards church? Or do you go out on the backside hoping that Zoekt Een Naam has already run on in? Because right now they're not in the circle and they need to go somewhere.
Well, at least with church, there's only a tiny bit of it still in, but you can use that as additional cover, right? And it seems to be what they're trying to do.
Yeah, exactly. They can make their way up there, and they are actually making their run on in towards the city of Pochinki. But I'm pretty sure that Northern Lights are anticipating this one. Quizzy is making his way over to help us. We can see here already.
And that's a good decision-making moment there for Northern Lights.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, where will We Need a Home go from here? We've been seeing them for the longest time. We're taking shots at them, but we need to understand exactly when they're going to move and be ready for it. We can't be just picked apart while we're split up a little bit here.
See the rotation coming in. Besiktas, they probably figured that since no pressure is being put on them, they got some room to work with down here. But on this slanted side, the northern side of the circle, Zoekt Een Naam and Besiktas will now be in kind of vision of one another. And as we can see already, shots are starting to come each way.
We got the timing on there for the Northern Lights players to just sit there where they are. Deep's going to rotate out before the circle closes in. He's going to join up with his team, so they're going to be playing as a 4-man squad. As We Need a Home, they have made it just about in, right on the edge of it. But they are undercover, and they haven't lost anyone while doing this rotation. So this leaves Zen and Besiktas to potentially fight it out.
Gotta give it to We Need a Home as well. 2 wins yesterday, and now they got themselves into a top 4 situation once more. I do not recall having seen 4 teams alive with 3 of them having 4 players up for a very long time. So this one, it could become a really, really interesting fight with multiple teams with a good chance to do damage. But look at Besiktas, 16 bullets left for Simsi. They've been shooting all game long.
They've been getting stuck in, and now they've got to get out of it. They've got Zen to deal with. They know exactly where they're looking towards, but limited cover here, and they've got to be careful of the other teams.
And this is the issue with Besiktas. They've been sitting on the western side for a long time, just tapping away at the guys in the field. Sure, they got some kills, but they were just never in a position to get any loot off for those kills, so they don't have any ammo to work with.
Now, going to try and use the utility to their advantage here to give them a little bit more ground to work with. Simsi has been such a point man for this team time and time again. He's looking for it. He spots them out. He knows exactly where they're positioned, but it's just trying to find these additional kills. Once again, T-Bone's back on it.
Besiktas do get the circle, and it's going to be the toughest for We Need a Home. They need to completely leave Pachinki in order to get anywhere in this game. In the deep and Northern Lights, they're sitting and they're waiting for them. But right now, as we can see, T-Bone, the current damage leader, is trying to do something here, but it's very hard for them to see what's going on the other side of the hill. Tomil taking down Nates once more.
Sims, you also hit the shot onto T-Bone, which took away a lot of his health. Vasquez just trying to get away, but those nades continue to come towards him, and he will go down. So Zen losing a member here, and Besiktas, they see this as their chance. They've got the edge to try and push into this now. And with the Zen players being split apart here a little bit, it's going to be hard for them to hold on.
I like the side push here. Now we do see Ival take down one, but they're not anticipating the push underneath. Ultra, Tomil, they're all the way down there. T-Bone is all by himself. He gets the spot one. Somehow he gets the knock on towards him too, but not a whole lot more to it. Tomil is there, but he's the last remaining player for his team now. And Ival and Page are both still on their feet.
Ival's got a nade in his hand. T-Bone is going to get himself undercover. More nades coming out. 62 damage done. Tomil's trying to get his teammate back up. They're not barreling out any more nades yet, but Ival is slowly creeping round. He's looking for it. Has he spotted him out yet? T-Bone's just there ready and waiting to see if he can get some extra information for him. They're prone down. Spots up, jumps in, and Tomil, he's able to deliver it to start off with, but the Besiktas get eliminated. Page's able to deliver it, and now they'll be able to res 2 of their players and keep 3 alive.
What a reaction play coming in. Zoekt Een Naam winning that one really well. T-Bone had no idea they were coming around the side. I was complimenting Besiktas for the way they pushed it, but immediately flicks it on over with the SLR and gets himself the first knock. Really impressive reaction play there. Now this fight up top of the hill towards Church has been in the waiting, and with all these guys pushing on forward, as we can see here, one nade could be the death of We Need a Home.
So much smoke's down again, but they are fading. Northern Lights shooting through non-stop here. A lot of damage being done. Quizzy, beautiful work there, but can't manage to get another knock into play. Reader firing up some grenades, but is it going to be enough? Is it going to reach far enough? OK Bro's looking for it. Polydoric's going to be the first one going down. And Zen now, they smell the blood, they hear what's going on, and they're going to start to make their approach.
They had the hillside, they got healed up, they got everything going their way, and now with all this fire being shot at, they know where to go. They know that they have a chance here to pick up some additional points in this game. Everyone is focused on each other when it comes to the top up here, and there's no way they can do anything but that. Rita down on her feet, or down on her chest she goes. Not a whole lot more there, but shoots in return.
Rita struggling to hold on, but does manage to do it against Perfectix. OK Bro looking to get the refrag in, but maybe overextending a little bit. Zen sees exactly what's going on, and they're just making everyone focus elsewhere now.
This is such a hard play to make for We Need a Home. They're getting focused on all sides, and right now it seems like Zoekt Een Naam are the team to get the angle. Burn, baby, burn. Drakaris all over the place. Not a whole lot they can do with that one. And We Need a Home, as you can see, continuously under pressure. Lips and last guy on alive, crawling on forward, just hoping that Zoekt Een Naam won't get to see him.
Ival as well was throwing up some nades, trying to see if he can connect it with any of the Northern Lights players. Quizzy gonna make sure he looks around here. He wants all the information to play with, but will he spot any of them out? Now Ival's the one further forward. Page and T-Bone in the back lines.
I like this flank from Quizzy, but I don't think he's gonna be anticipating Ival down here.
Spots out T-Bone, starts tapping away. T-Bone finds himself a bit of cover behind the tree as Rita's going to be eliminated here. More shots coming off, and that's not going to be good. We Need a Home go down, and now Northern Lights are coming into it. Ival's under pressure. He's the next one to hit it. T-Bone's position is 100% known by Quizzy. It's 3 alive versus 2. Page has to deliver something huge here.
Page spots him, has a good angle, gets the knockdown on him as well. 2v2 now. This could go either way. Actually, 2v3 make that. They still got one more guy up. OK Bro does go down, so now it's a 2v2. Down to the circle he went. Solid 2v2. 10 kills for Zoekt Een Naam in this one.
Zen looking to achieve glory once again with a high kill game. Long-range game being played out here. The 2v2's got to try and work out. This is where T-Bone has to deliver them shots. We've seen him make time and time again. Page behind the tree, and Perfectix got a good idea of where it is. Takes the one shot, can't make it connect.
Page was the damage-dealing leader of all of Phase 1. T-Bone currently is for Phase 2. If there's any 2 players pretty much in this server you want to have in a 2-man on your team, this could be exactly the guys to pick. We'll see now. Deep and Perfectus, Northern Lights, they have 2 wins under the belt so far in Phase 2, and they want to get themselves the 3rd.
The Deep's going to try and go around here. Page should be able to spot him out, sees exactly what's going on, takes a few shots, needs to try and make him connect. This is where T-Bone needs to deliver and help. Shots coming through the smoke as well for Vectix. He's going to struggle with it. Zoekt Een Naam 2v1. The Deep is all alone. The shots coming out. The Deep's able to get a knock on. Can he pull anything else off it? He goes to try and finish it off, but this is where T-Bone has to come up top trumps. A nade's coming out towards the Deep. But is it going to go far enough? It does! And that's the way it ends. A nade all the way. 12 quills for Zen, and their first win comes in of this day.
Jesus Christ. Nades galore. We talked about it all day coming into this, and it just stays right there. Wow. If there's any guy that is